from Football Park for the big one. Sturt and Norwood, presented by Mitsubishi, Kenmax, Hallett Bricks and British Paints. Live Sunday at 2:15 on 7.
It's all in the game. All in the game. It's all in the game. All in the game. It's all in the name of football.
Our second big replay game was from Football Park between Glenelg and North Adelaide. A crowd of 6,116 people went to Football Park. An important game because North Adelaide had won their first 3 games in the season, had lost 4 in a row and were slipping out of the final 5 contention, and Glenelg was sitting in 4th position with 4 wins, 2 losses and a 1 draw. Glenelg had made a couple of changes. Of course, they had Paul Weston coming back into the side from the South Australian team, and Chris Herco, who sat on the interchange bench. Out of the side today, Adam Garton, who was injured, and Kim McInerney, the reserves full forward, who's had a very good season in the reserves, who was unavailable. Last week, Glenelg had beaten Woodville 31 goals, 30 to 12-11, and obviously went into today's game with a degree of confidence. North Adelaide made quite a few changes. Turner was ill, Robin, Ellis and Russell all omitted, and Riley was back into the side, playing at centre-half forward today. Dietrich, Stanbridge and Loken. Riley, of course, was in the South Australian team last week, and he and Weston both played in that marvellous game of Football Park on Monday and came back to their sides today, and they stood one another, Riley at centre-half forward and Weston at centre-half back. We pick up the game at the beginning of the second quarter. Your commentators Peter Marker and Ian Day.
Glenelg 3-4, lead North Adelaide 2-5 at the start of the second quarter here at Football Park. Carey against Redden. Carey's won the rucks conclusively to date, but on this occasion it's McAdam who takes the ball clear for North Adelaide up towards the lead of Dietrich. He can't get it. Liu loses it to Arnold. Comes out with the ball, thought about handballing, hooks back himself. That's bottled a goal. Well done, Paul Arnold. Thought about Loken going past, but in hindsight he did the right thing to shoot for goal. Booted his first, and North Adelaide hit the front 3-5 to 3-4.
McAdam set it up with a long kick, and Dietrich did good work then because he was sandwiched between Kuhlman and Duthie. He tapped the ball out. Arnold picked it up, thought about the handball, but swung it back beautifully for his first. 3-5 North, Glenelg 3-4.
Carey and Redden. Line ball, that one. McGuinness towards centre wing outer side. Robertson taken off him, however, by David Owens, the rover. Kicks to the half-forward line. A lot of pushing and shoving going on out there. The 2 number 1s. Weston comes out on top. Marshall swings it over to Duthie. First time he fumbled, second time as well, but recovered the third time and got an FAD upfield against Bill Loken, I think it was. Didn't actually see what happened, but the free kick will go the way of Ralph Sewer, and he's almost at centre-half forward. Too far out to score. A towering torpedo punt. Kernahan at the back, over the top almost. Could be McGuinness. Oh, beautifully done. His first goal. And Glenelg nicked back the lead. 4-4 to North Adelaide's 3-5.
Well, I didn't see what the free after disposal was for, but Ralph Sewer certainly jumped on the opportunity. A magnificent kick. Kernahan couldn't mark it, but Glenelg have got what North Adelaide haven't. They've got small players hitting around the packs, and McGuinness is a star at that with kick number 7, goal number 1, 4-4 the Bays, North 3-5.
Carey and Redden again. Almost Sewer. McGuinness away from centre towards the half-forward line. McDermott got a bad bounce, likewise Brealey. Holtz coming through, gets the ball into the pocket, close to the line. Kernahan just fumbles the first attempt. Had he picked it up cleanly, might have got away with it, and the backup support coming from McDermott, but the ball is out of play in the full forward left pocket.
Glenelg leading by 5 points at the start of the second quarter, and pretty good game here at Football Park today. North Adelaide certainly providing a big challenge. Stanbridge comes away and gives it to Clisby. Clisby at full-back. Looks for Tiller. In front, Maynard. Good mark. Good player for Glenelg this year, Maynard. He's an honest performer. He gives it wide to Marshall. Marshall looks for McDermott, finds him, and the Bays are starting to run. McDermott is a long kicker of the football. I think it'll be too far to score. It'll give it a nudge. Right into the goal square. Clisby, Kernahan. Clisby in front. When you're in front, you get the benefit of the doubt. And on that occasion, it went to Clisby. The kick wasn't a good one. McGuinness gets there first in front of McAdam. Drops the ball. Over the line it goes for a ball in. Number 30 for North Adelaide is John Brealey. He contests the ball with Carey. Off, beautifully done, Carey. Got it back to Painter. Painter had all the time in the world, didn't steady, and kicked the point. Glenelg now wasting opportunities. 4-5. North Adelaide 3-5.
Very little breeze. In fact, it's almost a dead calm here at Football Park. You'll never get any less breeze. Rady pulled out prior to the start of the game. Jamie Mason took his spot. The League and Reserves coaches with Chairman of Selectors Des State. The action with Clisby. Dasher. Nice looking kick in. That's his best to date towards Redden. The big fellow gets up, has paid the mark. He's on the half back line. McAdam centres the ball towards midfield. Oh, this is all Western back there, too far for his opponent. And you'll find that Western will get a 15-metre penalty as well. This brings him centre field. Kicks long. Kernahan again late on the scene in front. The ball was knocked down. Painter holds. Free kick against Kim Fong. And David Holst will take it 25 metres, 30 metres out in front of goal. We've seen David Holst mainly in defence for the Bays on the half-forward line today. We'll have a look at his kicking foot right now. Towards the lake end, drop punt underway, and that's home all right. Holst's first goal. And the Bays edging clear a little bit now as the ascendancy is theirs. 5-5, they lead North Adelaide 3-5.
Very untidy tackle there by the North defender, and I don't think David Holst ducked the head at all. It was just a very undisciplined high tackle. He got the free kick and kicked the goal. Glenelg have a break now, a 2-goal break. 5-5 to the Roosters 3-5.
Carey at the bounce against Redden. Redden gets the bounce favouring him. Sewer, however, gets the tap away. Taken by Tiller around the corner towards the half-forward line. Liu back there. The handball's a shocker. Went straight to Loken. He'll look back for a teammate. Can't find it. And a bounce down will take place. Brenton Phillips had the ball held to him. And the bounce in the attacking division of North Adelaide. Carey makes front spot. Redden got his hand to it. Ames takes it away. Well started Graham Corn. He's on the half-back line. Close to the line. He's cool under pressure as he looks for Walter on the lead, and that's a fine mark. Walter went to play on. Foolishly so. And good thinking by Stanbridge foiled the effort, and the ball went out of play.
There's Robbie Walter, not too happy about that. Carey from behind. Great tack over the top to Sewer. Pace to Burn Sewer. Put the ball in the air. Gave it to Lunnis. Onto the left boot. He's an opportunist, Lunnis. Great mark, Kernahan. Far too much height for Clisby, and the ball was moved down very quickly, and that's how forwards like it. Kernahan's lining up now for goal number 3. Kick number 6. Goal number 3. Glenelg 6-5, North Adelaide 3-5. North Adelaide getting back into the game. Trailing at the moment by 9 points. Sewer, McGuinness. Good player, McGuinness. Goes short. Disposal's just over the top of Robbie Walter. Stanbridge jumps on the ball, didn't pick it up. Walter handballs clear to Holst. Holst ran past it. Stanbridge tackled, didn't have the ball. He gets the free kick. That's a hard one to adjudicate on then. He had his hands on the ball, but whether or not he had it in his possession is another question. A good knock forward by Kernahan. Stringer kick forward. Loken in front. Good mark. He's probably paid for the high tackle then. Phil Loken should have played more league football. He's got the ability. Arnold on a lead. Loken goes long. Arnold from behind. Finally takes a chest mark. Nudge Duthie out. Arnold should go long. Into the square. 1 out. Dietrich and Kuhlman. Dietrich in front. Can't mark. Malloy again. What's going on? There's a free kick on this occasion, and that'll go to Hewitt, is it? No, it's Maynard.
Maynard comes across goal. McFarlane has broken down into the back pocket to take the ball. Well, here's a chance for Glenelg now. Hewitt will clear up the ball. Sit for him. He can run 50 metres. In fact, he's playing soccer with himself at the moment. Took a long time to pick it up. Still can get clear. Sets it up for Corns now. Thisbe can't cut him off. Corns on the half-back or half-forward flank. Hooks around the corner. The lead of Carey. Good spoil. Weston is up forward. Shoots at goal. Then bombs it through. Well, I don't know where Paul Weston came from. He's playing centre half-back and winds up in the forward pocket, kicking a goal, his first, and the Bay 7. 7-9 Glenelg, North Adelaide 5-6.
Well, I think Paul Weston probably still is at centre half-back. Yes, he is. But the kick from Corns, almost marked by Carey. Weston picked it up and, as cool as you like, booted his first goal. 7-9 Glenelg, North Adelaide 5-6.
Played 20, almost 21 minutes of the second quarter. Glenelg by 15 points. McAdam kicks the Roosters into attack again. Dietrich! Well, that was a good mark on that occasion. It's the first time he's really had a solid grab at it. On every other occasion, Koolman has thumped it away with a big fist. But that was a strong mark. 35 metres out in front. Grenville Dietrich. North would dearly love a goal right now. Very solid looking customer. The kick is a nice drop punt. The umpire hardly moves. A goal, his first. That North Adelaide kick back. 6-6, they trail Glenelg 7-9.
A good reply, and a quick reply by North Adelaide, and Peter Carey about to leave the ground to be replaced by Chris Herco. But Dietrich's got off the ground on that occasion, and that's something he hasn't been able to do. Put the hands around the ball, and it was a good mark. The kick was as good. His first, North Adelaide 6-6, trailing Glenelg 7-9 by 9 points.
Kernahan and Ruck against Redden. Redden's tap away again. McAdam couldn't get this one. Painter smothered. McAdam through again. Players going in hard. Out came that was Sanders with the ball, but in the meantime, McAdam got the free kick. Tiller, half forward line, a high one in towards full forward. Duthie out in front of Arnold on this occasion. Thump back, Weston out towards Duthie again. Arnold right there with him. Weston wants the handball. Duthie gave it to Maynard. Taken by Arnold. Hipped in short, McAdam. McAdam set 40 metres out. Thumps it towards goal, and he's got it. McAdam's second goal. And North Adelaide only one straight kick out of it at the moment. 7-6 to the Bays 7-9.
Well, McAdam is North Adelaide's best player. Whilst he's in the game, North Adelaide have got a chance. He set it up well there. The ball came back to him with kick number 11. He got his second goal. North Adelaide trailing now by 3 points, 7-6 to the Tigers, 7-9.
McAdam with an uncanny ability to get the ball out from the centre bounce down. Let's have a look at it this time. Redden this time, but it goes to Sanders. The running player on the outer side is Wayne Stringer to the half-forward line. The bounce favours Arnold. Duthie came over the top, but Arnold's going to be first to recover. Duthie pushed that player out of the play, bottled it up again, and the umpire will come in and bounce. Half-forward left flank. North in attack and trailing by only 3 points.
We're at the 23-minute mark of the second quarter. One is Riley. Kernahan over the top, did it well. The handball comes back very close to the boundary line. There'll be a ball in. David Marshall hasn't done a lot for Glenelg today. Arnold. Kernahan in front, does it all too easily to Marshall. 17 for North Adelaide as David Robertson does it well onto the left boot. Didn't look. Jimmy LaHoo takes the easiest of marks, but a North Adelaide player is pushed out of the way by Maynard. That looked like Malloy. His kick is into the square. A tussle there between Dietrich and Koolman. The ball goes over the line for a ball in. That was Stephen Malloy who kicked the ball forward. He's kicked 2 goals for North Adelaide so far. Dietrich to do battle with Kernahan. Kernahan the free kick. Dietrich applied too much body on that occasion.
Gives away a couple, that Dietrich. Not frightened to put his body in. Corns, almost Redden. And the umpire has paid the mark to Redden on the ground. Well, he completed it the second grab. In fact, he must have been lying on the flat of his back when he completed the mark. On the lead is Arnold, going in towards that player too far, and Duthie takes the mark over the top. Runs it to Maynard. Marshall gives the lead down the outer side. Robertson right there with him. Marshall wins the free kick. Maynard the run. With him is Painter. Not going to get there in time. Stringer read that one beautifully. Appeared to get legged. Sanders on the outer side. Short in towards Malloy. He's clear if he can sit the ball nicely. He'll have a shot at goal. 45 metres out. He blazes at the big ones, but that's going to be offline. 1 point only. Once again, the Bay player quarters the meat in the sandwich as the ball came down the outer side. The loose man. 7-9 to 7-7.
North Adelaide making a game of it. Coolman's kick is a good one, looking for Corns. One grab, can't complete the mark. McAdam does it well, back to Redden. Wide to Tiller. Tiller's got a player in the middle of the ground, that's Riley. Riley sets it up. I think he's bottled it. Riley's got a goal and North Adelaide hit the front. 8-7 to the Tigers, 7-9.
Brilliant handball, North Adelaide. Well, they're coming back from the clouds now. It looked as though they were going to capitulate badly there in that the start of the second quarter. It was all Glenelg when they went away to lead by 27 points. But North Adelaide have fought back brilliantly. 8-7 they lead now. Glenelg 7-9. A tight game at Football Park, where we pick up the second half with Glenelg leading 9-9 to North 8-7. 8 points in favour of the Tigers as McAdam gets it over towards Phillips. Played well on the first half. Klomp having a run on the ball, gets the chance now, although that was Owen, sorry, got the chance for Tiller to the half-forward line. Arnold gets his fingers up, Weston the handball across, and quickly now Herco gets the ball out through Marshall towards the half-back line, and it's well taken by Michael Lunnis. It would appear as though the Bays have made some changes. Lunnis could even be at centre wing. We'll have a look for that in a moment. But in the meantime, a free kick has gone to North Adelaide, to Stringer, who's been pushed in the back. Stringer, half-back flank. Hyde, not a long kick, coming about 30 metres. Corns comes in and takes the mark. Hasn't done a great deal today. Corns pulled down one spectacular mark. This is kick number 6. Might be still feeling the shoulder a little bit as he drives to the half-forward line. Stringer in defence again. Not Stringer, this time it's Armfield. And he'll take the mark in a similar position to Stringer. Half-back flank.
The ex-Glenelg player, Armfield. Not a good kick. Holding up against the breeze. Or Corns from behind. That's the way he likes them. Plays it on beautifully to Sewer. Sewer avoids an opponent. Gets to McFarlane on the boot very quickly. Looks like Duthie down there on the forward lines. Probably was Duthie. North Adelaide come out through Stanbridge. Not a good handball. McFarlane tackled. Didn't have it. Back to Walter. Walter tackled, and on this occasion umpire Foster thought that was enough of an infringement to give him a free kick. Robbie Walter hasn't done a lot today. Goes short, looking for Holst on a lead. Holst, one grab, can't complete the mark. McFarlane in trouble now. Tackled beautifully by David Owens. North Adelaide come out through Brearley. McAdam can't handle it. Sewer can, gets it to Corns. Corns in trouble now. Breaks the tackle beautifully onto the boot. But there's no one home for Glenelg, and the easiest of marks taken again by John Brearley.
Peter Marker. Peter Carey hasn't come back onto the ground after the long interval. He was interchanged during that second quarter. And I see that Kernahan's in ruck. Herco's gone to the back pocket. Duthie to full forward. And Peter Carey is warming the bench.
There are plenty of changes in, and I think you've picked most of them up. That was Redden, in fact, who took the mark back at full back. Running through the pack there for North Adelaide is David Owens. A big chance now, Brenton Phillips. He's played well on the wing, but he's just offline. Well, North Adelaide went forward there and looked good, but they couldn't kick the goal. 8-8 to Glenelg 9-9. And Peter Carey injured his hand in front of the grandstand here in the second quarter in, and I doubt they'll come back onto the ground.
Paul Weston, centre half back, kicks towards the grandstand side, well taken by Marshall. The Bays looked like they were going to kick clear of North Adelaide, but a fine comeback by the Roosters late in that second half saw them edge close to the Bays. Corns, the tackle is high, and a 15-metre penalty imposed on Wayne Stringer will bring Corns to the half-forward line. Studley Corns looks to be in a bit of trouble with a hand as well there at the moment. Grimace with pain. The high kick by Corns is going in towards full forward. The back of the pack, or it's Stringer who comes out with the crumbs. Taken by Holst, hooked back towards goal. I think that's going to come back enough. Is that a goal? must have come back at least 2 or 3 metres to go through the goal, and the Bays kicked their 10th.
A magnificent kick, David Holst. That was a boomerang ball. He brought that one from a long way back, and the North Adelaide defenders just couldn't believe it.
At the centre bounce, it favours Big Red, but Seward takes it away on the leaders, Duthie, and that's a perfect lace-out pass, Ralph Seward. Beautifully positioned. There's no way in the world that Clisby could cut it off. Duthie, 30 metres out, right in front. Moved to full forward since the half-time break, boots his first goal, and the Bays have got 2 in a minute, and the scoreboard looks decidedly better for the Tigers. 11-9 to North's 8-8.
It's a good start, Glenelg, to this third quarter. Ralph Seward burnt away from the middle. The pass, as Ian Day said, was a ripper. Straight onto the chest of Duthie. He looked the part at full forward, the way he came out on that occasion. Took the mark and kicked the goal. Glenelg 11-9, North Adelaide 8-8.
Peter Carey warming the bench with Jamie Mason. Rady pulled out before the game started with an injury. Mason took his place as McAdam puts North Adelaide into attack to the half-forward line. Lou, who can't take the mark, trying to crash his way through and doing it well. Riley got no backup support, has to go himself, smothered off the boot. Owens gets the handball away. Phillips on the outer side. Can he get clear? Not a good handball, finds Weston. In turn Hewitt, and the Bays run it clear to McGuinness at centre wing outer side.
McGuinness is a real tiger for Glenelg. Has the luxury of a bounce, goes long looking for Duthie, but the ball eventually finds him on the half volley over the top. Walter left the ball behind. North Adelaide out of trouble now as we see a ball in front of the scoreboard. Glenelg 11-9, North Adelaide 8-8. Duthie has gone to full forward. I think that's the first occasion that he's played that position for the league side. Carey's off the ground. Kernahan doing the ruck work now. David Holst has kicked 4, playing well for Glenelg. Hooks it around the body at centre half forward. Painter in front, Marshall. They sport each other. North Adelaide trying to run the ball out of defence, but beautifully done Sewer. Got it up to Painter. Painter couldn't handle it, gave it to Corns. Corns kicked short. Duthie again in front. Clisby from behind. A high tackle, and Duthie will take the free kick. Well, he was a bit over-enthusiastic then, Clisby. Duthie takes off, kicks it to Marshall. Now, Marshall's a pretty good kick for goal. He's probably got the wind going from right to left, or from west to east. Marshall could just about score here. No, the ball's coming way across, up high Redden. Armfield, the crumbs, onto the boot. It gives John McFarlane a better chance than Phillips, but the ball goes over the line for a ball in. Glenelg leading at this stage by 19 points. A good start to this third quarter.
They got it out to over 4 goals at one stage in that second quarter, but North came back strongly with a couple, and they're still within touch. Stringer, Brealey, Phillips, Arnold, Tiller it was, over to Stanbridge, McAdam. North Adelaide running the ball well as they go through the half-forward line now. Straightening up is Malloy, a long kick in towards full forward. There is Dietrich, can't bring it down. Arnold snaps truly. I think that's a goal. Well done, Paul Arnold. Beautifully done. His second goal. And North Adelaide ran that ball beautifully out of defence to kick their 9th goal. 9-8, they trail the Bays 11-9.
Superb running, North Adelaide. They certainly won't give up. They ran the ball right down the ground. McAdam's handball to Malloy. Malloy kicked it forward and gave Dietrich a chance. He kept the ball in front of him. Arnold picked it up and kicked his second goal. Good stuff, North Adelaide. 9-8, Glenelg 11-9. With the 20-minute mark now of this third quarter. We've still got a good game on our hands here because North Adelaide are only 14 points behind. Arnold finally gets front spot, but it's knocked away by Kernahan. Coming out of attack is Marshall, but he kicks it straight into the backside of Maynard. It would have hurt doubly, I would imagine. 10-8 North, Glenelg 12-10.
The Bays by 14 points. Taken well there by Arnold. Then he lost it. The handball over Sanders. Tiller. That one wasn't a good one. Put Riley under pressure. Nowhere to go. Gives it back to Owens. Went without the football. Half-back flank. Maynard. Weston. Maynard again. It couldn't have been Maynard the first time. It had to be Herco. Finally, it's Seward. Gets the ball clear. Midfield. Here's a big chance now for Duthie if he can pick it up. He can't. Quickly in is McGuinness. Duthie there. Gives it across now. Hewitt in towards the open goal. Dummies. Back to Cords. Handball across into the square. It is Lunas. Oh, he can't get it. Walter. Goal! Oh, do you think they made hard work of that? But they got it in the end. Robbie Walter's first goal. And the Bays have got number 13 on the board.
Well, I'd agree with you, Ian. They pushed the ball forward. There were mistakes galore. Corns finally ended up with it and got the handball forward. Lunas appeared to be in trouble. He got it back to Walter, and from that point, of course, he couldn't miss. But there were plenty of mistakes down the ground. Glenelg kicked clear again, 13-10, North Adelaide 10-8.
Corn still favouring a hand. It's bandaged now. Looks to be in pain. Jamie Mason gets a kick towards the half-forward line. Pulled down by Duthie, who appears to be playing at centre half-forward now. Robbie Walter's gone to full forward. McFarlane, Mason, short, McGuinness, no, Walter! McGuinness may have been called out, I'm not certain, but it's Walter who's taken the mark. Whatever the boy did, he pulled down the hands. He wasn't going to take the ball at any stage after he was called. And it's Walter shaking his head after the heavy tackles. Got the ball 20 metres, 30 metres out in front. Well, Walter, since going to full forward in the last minute, could have kicked 2 goals in that time. The umpire said he's got them. Goal number 2, Robbie Walter. 14-10, Glenelg, 10-8 North Adelaide. Well into the third quarter. In fact, at about the 22-minute mark.
Well, the kick came forward then, and McGuinness appeared to be in position, but he dropped the arms, and he may have been called out by Robbie Walter on a long lead from full forward. Walter dropped to the ground, and when he marked it, he got a ton of attention. Clisby's had a few kicked on him. I know Kernahan's got 3, Walter's got 2, and I think Duthie may have got 1, so that's 6 at full forward.
Redden against Kernahan. Redden's tap taken there almost by Owens. Kicked out of midfield by Malloy, but it's Weston who takes the defensive mark. Runs it over to Maynard. He's clear on the outer side, gets a lead from Kernahan, gets his eyes onto the ball and his hands, and takes a fine, strong mark. Walter gives a lead, so does McGuinness. This time McGuinness gets there first, can't complete it, he butters up again, clocked the tackler, hustling all the way. McGuinness can't keep it in play, and a throw-in will take place 25 metres from the Bay behind post.
Looks like Stanbridge has gone to centre half forward for North Adelaide. Riley's either on the ball or at centre half back. Now Mike Noonan making plenty of changes to try and get them going. Well done, Redden to McAdam. McAdam kicks very long. Loken, sandwich, couldn't take the mark. Mark Hewitt playing well for Glenelg, kicks to centre half forward. Marshall on the ground, but beautiful body work, Clisby. Took a good mark. Wrong foot's Robbie Walter. Gets it over long to Riley. As I said, no longer playing centre half forward. Weston has done the job at centre half back for Glenelg. Sanders can't mark. Lahu does. Hasn't had a lot of work to do today, Lahu. What he's done reasonably well. The kick's not a good one. In front, Malloy. 2 grabs, can't mark. Weston does it well. The handball to Sewell was too quick. Stanbridge gets the handball forward. Phillips is running out of puff at the moment. Picking up Mason. Got it clear to Maynard. Short to Duthie. Weston running down the field. He could kick his second goal. He got a long ball into full forward. Robbie Walter can't mark. Clisby, ton of attention. Corns as cool as you like. McGuinness, goal. Well done, Glenelg. McGuinness has got his second goal, and Glenelg kick clear. 15-10, North Adelaide 10-8.
Fine work by Paul Weston as the ball was got out to him, and he sprinted through the half-forward line, kicked in long. The heavy bodies went in, but McGuinness, where he ought to be, roving brilliantly, scouted the ball at the pack from the handball and kicked another goal, his second, in the Bay, sprinting clear late in this third term.
Redden and Kernahan. Kernahan with a long run-up, couldn't get the knock. It comes out to Phillips, back to McAdam. North Adelaide in with a chance here. Tiller running through half-forward. Ball on the boot. Has he got the distance? Yes, he has. A quick reply, North Adelaide. Tiller running through half forward. Kicked a much-needed goal for the Roosters. 11-8, trailing Glenelg 15-10.
And Glenelg went on to win 23 goals 16 to North Adelaide 16 goals 10. Hulse got 5 goals. Of course, he's better known as a halfback flanker, but has been playing in the forward line this year. Kernahan 4, Walter, Mason and McGuinness. Walter got 3, Mason, McGuinness 2 each. For North Adelaide, Arnold got 5, McAdam 4 and Malloy 2. And after the match, Ian Day spoke to David Marshall.
David, well played again. You're having a very consistent season.
Oh, not too bad. Last couple of weeks have been a lot better. I've been able to stay in the play a bit more. To start with, I was only playing a couple of quarters and falling out of the game, but the last couple of games I seem to be able to maintain it for 4 quarters.
David, I thought you had a good defence all day, but it was your centre line getting on top in that third quarter that possibly led to the Bay victory.
Yeah, I thought Peter Maynard started a lot of attacks from half back. He played an exceptional game, I thought.
And Paul Weston.
And Paul Weston, yeah, the backline played very well.
And Hewitt, for that matter, as I said,
yeah.
they were consistent all day.
Mark Hewitt's played well all year.
Yes, and the Bay's now perhaps looking a little better after some very ordinary performances early.
Yeah, we're gradually starting to get it together. You know, the team's playing probably 3-4 quarters now instead of, 1s and 2. And, you have to play 4 quarters to be consistent.
Last year at this stage, you'd won 8 without a loss. Well, now, perhaps your statistics are not so good and might have taken a bit of pressure off Glenelg.
Yeah, the last 2 or 3 years we've won a lot on end to start with, so maybe it won't hurt to lose a few early.
Well played again, Stephen.
Thanks, Ian.
The loss of Peter Carey wouldn't have helped things for you today?
No, but actually I was fairly pleased he got injured.
You're pleased he got injured. You would like to rephrase that.
It gave me a chance to have a good run on the ball, and I thoroughly enjoyed it while I was on there.
It wasn't intended that the Bays would change their rucks at full forward?
No, it was right from the start. We've been changing there the last 2 weeks and continued on this week.
But what you're saying is by the fact that Carey went off, I think you rucked for the whole last half, didn't you, just about?
Yeah, say about 10 minutes in the last quarter.
I think, Stephen, if what I've noticed this season is that you're picked up in strength. When you get your hands to the ball, it's very hard to get anyone to get it off you.
Yeah, well, I've been doing a lot of work in the gym, and I guess that's got to help. I haven't put much beef on, but I'm a bit stronger around the ground, and which is good. It helps a lot.
Leaping against Redden, he's a big leaper.
Yeah.
You had your hands full of the centre bounces.
Yeah, for sure. He's a good ruckman, Mick. He uses his body well around the ground as well, and had a lot of trouble, but had a good time anyway.
Stephen, how did you see the Bay's performance today?
Fits and start, and we seemed to get coasted along when we got 4 goals up. I thought we should have won by a lot more than, 7 in the end it was, but it was a fairly good performance. A few players got some form back, and it's good.
One of the young stars in Australian football, Stephen Kernahan. At the Alberton Oval today, Port Adelaide thrashed Woodville. They won 29-21, a brilliant second quarter when they kicked 10 goals, 6 to 1 goal 3. It was 29-21 to 12-7. Tim Evans, what a run he's having at the moment, 9 goals. Anthony Williams, again, a good job with 5. He got 6 last week. Ebert 4 and Cunningham 3. Pearson's doing very well for Woodville with 5. Simpson 2 and Macareth got 2. Well, the game at the Richmond Oval, West Adelaide won 36 goals 20. They kicked 25 goals in the second half, which may be some sort of a record. To 16-5 West Torrens. It was tight until half-time. A lot of goal kickers for West Adelaide. Smith 8, Fulting 5. He came into the side. He wasn't picked in the 20. Reckner 4 with Luders 4, Muret, Borchardt and Filkey. Johnston doing a good job for West Torrens with 5. Kevin Hill 4 and Schimmelbusch playing his first game this season too. Looking at the premiership table, Sturt on top. Now if they're beaten tomorrow by Norwood, I think West Adelaide will go to the top. It's an important game for Norwood, as you can see in 5th position. They want to stay close into that top 3 where they can get a double chance. And looking at the leading goal kickers, Tim Evans with 9 has got 45. He has kicked 34 goals in the last 4 weeks in a superb performance. Edwards with 40. Pearson doing very well. In fact, it's good to see Pearson and Johnston in the leading goal-kicking list for Woodville and West Torrens because the clubs are struggling at the moment. Over the border today in the VFL, Geelong won against North Melbourne. Richmond beat Footscray. Fitzroy thrashed St Kilda. Essendon beat Melbourne by plenty. Hawthorn defeated Collingwood after Collingwood led all day, and Carlton thrashed the Sydney Swans. That was the worst performance by the Swans for this season. And looking at the table there, you can see that only 8 sides have a chance of making the 5. When you go down to Fitzroy, you can forget Melbourne, St Kilda, Collingwood and Footscray as far as making the 5 is concerned. We have an Escort Cup game on Tuesday night. It should be a very good match. It's between Fitzroy and Carlton. It's a quarter-final match. And of course, don't forget tomorrow from 2:10. I'm certainly looking forward to it. Norwood against Sturt at Football Park. We're expecting a big crowd. live on Channel 7. And then next Saturday, 11:30 for the reserves, we'll be having the Sturt South Adelaide game on the big replay, and Glenelg and West, which should be a great match from the Bay Oval. So that's 7 o'clock for those two big matches. And then, of course, Sunday week with Port and Torrens live here on Channel 7. So hope you can join Peter Marker, Robert Odie and myself from 2:10 tomorrow afternoon from Football Park, Norwood and Sturt.